Good morning, my name's Stacey Booth. I'm the National Officer for Schools and Academies. I'm meeting Ali Rickets this morning, who is a former teaching assistant. Ali worked as a teaching assistant for many years, and this morning we're going to shine a light on the pension poverty side of finishing work as a teaching assistant. The salaries of teaching assistants are very low, and what we want to do is shine a light on that story. Ali's kindly agreed to come along and give us some information about that and what that means. Morning, Ali.
Morning, Stacey. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, and you. Thanks for coming to meet with me this morning. I think it's really important that we shine a light on just what it's like to not only live and work on a term time only contract, but then what it's like when you retire with the pension when you've worked on a term time only contract. So it'd be really helpful this morning for you to just give an overview yourself, how you got into that role and then what that's meant for you. I know you've loved your job, but you know, you've given up a lot to do that, and including financially. Yeah.
I've worked actually 32 years at school, so I was there for a long time. Ended up having to work an extra year than I wanted to because of the pension. Unfortunately, only being paid term time, I just needed to do the extra year to make pension something that I could try and live on.
And you say term time, so what does that actually mean for people that don't understand?
Oh, for people that don't understand, they tell you what your wage will be for the year, but because we only work term time, that is then prorated. So it might seem to somebody that doesn't know it's a really good wage. Unfortunately, prorated, which means we get paid monthly, it's not. Actually, when I retired and sent figures off, I got a phone call saying I must have messed up my figures because it actually showed that I was working under the minimum wage.
I think many people will find that shocking. Yeah.
I did at the time. At the moment, everybody seems to think, oh, you know, the LSAs, to be honest, they're in it because they love the kids, and the LSAs go above and beyond. I don't think school could cope without the extra help these days, but it's a job I enjoyed and I did it. But the pay for the people upcoming now, they need to think about what little they earn pension wise when they retire.
We've got an opportunity as your union to represent the voices of all LSAs, teaching assistants and all support staff. With the introduction, the reintroduction, Labour have committed of the school support staff negotiating body. I'm assuming you would suggest that it's key critical to have the conversation now about term time only contracts, because I think what we're seeing is many people, yourself and not, obviously you had a lengthy career, but colleagues leaving the profession because they just can't afford to stay on these contracts. What would you ask, what would be your commitment from the Labour Party in relation to, and your union, in relation to these contracts?
The union have been behind us all the time I've been in the union. I was very grateful when I joined. They've been brilliant and they've helped teaching assistants a lot, but I would love to know that up and coming aren't going to have to do two jobs. I used to work behind the bar as well as working at school. It was the only way I could make ends meet.
My understanding is the contract is somewhat different for teacher colleagues. They don't work on a term time only contract.
Teachers are paid for 52 weeks of the year. We only get paid for term time. Having said that, we're also expected to go in and help. During the summer holidays, I used to go in, I bet over the summer holidays, at least 2 of the weeks, helping get classrooms emptied for cleaning, going back in at the end of the summer holidays to get classroom ready for the kids coming in. And a lot of it is just done on goodwill.
Yeah.
And we deserve the pay. I've heard it said in the past, well, you're only like mum, you're only helping. I did lots of courses. I've got NVQ1s, NVQ2s, NVQ 3s. I loved my job. I needed the training, a lot of which GMB were really good on courses, helping me get those qualifications.
Touching on that professional role, lots of years ago the role was very different. In more recent years the job has changed, but there's been no reflection of that within the job descriptions.
No.
And just how much more work that you've had to take on, including looking after children with SEND, you know, the increase of pressure that's put on you. So yeah, absolutely what we're talking about this morning is vital in order to hear your voices and to represent.
It really is. I don't think government realise how much work we actually do. We are teaching assistants. When I first started, the title was non-teaching assistant, and then as the years have progressed, we do more and more work. We're teaching groups of children. We're having to deal with the SEN children that need extra help with funding, where we used to have people that would work one-to-one. The money's not there to do it. So teaching assistants now are having to do that role with no extra pay, and it's not fair.
And if the commitment is there on SEND and all the other commitments the Labour government have made, and it's vital.
It is vital.
Your profession.
And I hope that they will do something about it, because it's about time.
Thanks, Ali.